We are live from the Kill House, joined today again by my esteemed colleague, Mr. Big Randy.
Namaste, Neil.
And we are happy to welcome our other esteemed colleague, Mr. Soly. Chris Solomon, how are you?
Glad to be back. Thank you very much for having me.
And as always, DJ Pie, working the ones and twos.
Happy to be here.
He's coming from New Zealand, actually.
Piped in. Yeah, so much has gone into making this broadcast possible.
Thank you for all that you do for us.
Thank you, man.
And a shout out to Schwab. Great day of golf today. Thank you for making this all possible as well. And we want to call out the Rise to the Challenge sweepstakes. Randy, what can you tell us about it?
I can tell you this, Neil. Folks can find it at schwabgolf.com, schwabgolf.com, and
say it again.
This schwabgolf.com, and the sweepstakes end tomorrow, June 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, 6 p.m. Good stuff. Thank you to Schwab, as always. DJ, roll the credits, would you?
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, but waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, a light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere you look.
Yep. I got to work out in the garage today too, Bryson. Thank you for that, Mr. Pie. Thank you, as always, for that
Happily.
delightful
You got it.
piece that you put together. Gentlemen, let's talk about the golf. Big
Please.
day out there. Who were you excited to watch before the round started, and who surprised you out there?
Solly, why don't you go ahead?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that Spieth was the one I was most excited to watch. And I was thinking about this week. Haven't had a chance to get a lot of takes out this week. But one thing I thought, I was like, why am I find myself rooting against JT and Rory, which I never, ever do. Like when it came down to it, it's kind of like if you have a hard decision to make and you flip a coin, like what are you rooting for while it's in the air? If you don't know what you're rooting for while it's in the air, like when the ball was in the air, I was like, I want Spieth. And I think it's just because he's not a machine. He just is so much more relatable to watch him birdie like the hardest hole out there, the par 3/4, and then just toe hook almost iron, almost OB on the next hole. You never know what you're going to get. It is complete entertainment the entire time.
I get a little bit of that out of Rory too, though. Where
Rory's
he's
just
like
like-
at Bay Hill, it's like, man, he's off the planet, and he's so visual with how he feels as well.
But Rory just feels like, all right, 15-footer. Yeah, you missed that one. Missed that one again. Missed that one again. Spieth's rounds are never like that. It is never like, I was in the center of every green and just missed a bunch of
chipping out from behind a tree, getting up and down from the
I
bunker.
will say, I feel like this week has been a parody of the Spieth round.
Yes.
It's been out of control.
Completely.
What was it, 17 with the bunker shot?
Oh, God. Well, he went from 15, he had 81 yards, made from the middle of the fairway, made bogey. 16, he misses a 10-footer straight up the hill for birdie. 17, what did he was short again, right?
He put it in the bunker.
Yeah, put it in the bunker.
bunker.
He's got the weird-ass bunker shot, and then 18 rips one off the green, too. And it's like, okay, yeah.
That is all of that is very relatable.
But that's Colonial is a place where you can get away with some stuff. You're still in the ball game because he doesn't hit it as far as some of these guys. And if you spray it on the long ass courses and you got 6 irons out of the rough, you're toast.
Yeah.
But Colonial, you can shape it, you can get it greenside, you can chip it close, and it makes for exciting golf, I think.
Randy, what stuck out to you? Who were you excited to watch? And then post round, who were you just blown away by?
Oh my gosh. We had so many fun names on the leaderboard. Of course, I think we were all interested in continuing to watch how Bryson would do. Rory, JT, they're lurking. They're always lurking.
They're always lurking.
Honestly, seeing how after 2 stellar rounds, how Harold Varner would hold up. That last group, Solly mentioned Spieth, of course. I think I was most surprised with how Morikawa was able to bounce back and really assert himself, and he's obviously in the thick of it going into Sunday.
Very elegant player.
Elegant player. I didn't know if he had any dog in him, and today he showed me he had some dog.
More on that conversation coming up. I would say
I did have one fan comment. Just
Go ahead.
as they're trickling in, feel free to pepper with questions. These guys can't see the questions. I'll keep those. This was from Tron Carter, NLU. Does Spieth stink?
Spieth?
Yes, always.
Well,
he's the best, worst player in the world, or what was the worst?
Everything you're about to say is true. Whatever it is, like he is all of those things.
To Tron Carter, Spieth does not stink. I don't think Spieth has ever stunk. I think Spieth is generational.
I think he's
always
simultaneously
generational.
stinks and is like the greatest ever.
I think that's a no-brainer.
I want to go back to one
the
thing you
answer.
said, JT and Rory lurking. I feel like Rory is lurking. I feel like JT was not lurking. He was charging. We just didn't get to see him play golf. But listen,
True.
You had to have a coverage take in there. We actually were lucky enough to catch up with someone that's T7, Harold Varner III. Caught up with him after his round. DJ, why don't we cue that interview up, huh?
So here with Harold Varner III. I'm Neil. Everybody knows that. Well, I guess if you don't, I'm Neil. So Harold, a few questions for you. If I was to open up your Spotify right now, what would be the last jam you had up?
Oh my gosh, this is really funny. Free Willy, the song, Michael Jackson.
Really?
Randomly, I just, my bad. Random.
Was that this morning?
That was this morning. I was scrolling through something and it was on and that came on.
Well, how good is that?
Actually, let me
this
see.
one's
I don't
for
have my phone.
for my man Randy. Do you have a weather app?
I have the weather app. Yeah, the weather channel app.
I would suggest Dark Skies. It is $3.
No.
But Randy
get the
rides
weather bug.
hard for the weather bug.
I don't care
And
about
so
the weather though.
we try to. You don't?
Seems like the
So
only
you don't
thing
check
you
the
care
weather in the
about.
morning?
No.
Really?
Like, no. I don't control it. I don't really care.
Well, you gotta plan what you're wearing, right?
No, I have the same stuff, and I have like a little bit of rain gear. If the weather's really bad, we're not going to play.
Yeah.
So, and we always go somewhere where it's warm.
Okay. Okay. So what's your least favorite miss from a golf shot standpoint?
Just hooking it, man.
A hook? That's like
yeah.
you just dread it. You do it a lot.
I don't do it a lot, but when I do it,
More
just
so
does.
than like the big.
I think
right
I
miss?
get more mad that I do it one time than if I just kept doing it, because then it's a pattern and you can fix that. But when you hitting it good, then you hook it, then you're second guessing.
Yeah.
So,
do you have a Costco card?
nope, I've never been in a Costco.
Never been in Costco?
No, we have Sam's Clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go grocery shopping?
No, I do not go grocery shopping not anymore. No, I'm never anywhere long enough. I mean, if you get some eggs, you get 12 eggs. They're gonna,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna eat 12 eggs in the 4 days I'm home.
Who cut your hair?
Yeah, the guy who cut my hair since I was 12, he had a stroke back home. So like, yeah. So just random people.
Yeah.
I don't go to great clips though. I just go like where if I go somewhere, I'll just ask another black guy like, hey, where do I get a haircut? And then sometimes they'll come to the hotel. Sometimes
Yeah. What do you tell him? Like it's a random guy. Like, what do you?
I don't have much hair.
Want
Look
an
at this.
Uptown
Just-
thing.
hey, man,
like, what are you
just-
looking for?
Just cut it. I wish I had a flat top.
Yeah.
And then I could be like, hey man, make it this. But no, I don't have much hair. So
Okay.
it sucks.
Would you rather the Panthers lose to the Falcons or the Saints?
Been to both of them losing, but
Playoff game. At home.
the Falcons.
Really?
Man, I hate Atlanta.
How often is your golf travel bag over 50 pounds?
Every time.
Really?
Yeah.
You just pay the fee? You just
No,
just know it's
so if I'm flying from Charlotte, I just take care of the lady when you're curbside, or not the guys. And the guys in Charlotte, they
Sky
got-
cap outside,
Oh,
right?
dude, they
No
hooked
line.
it up,
It's-
dude.
yeah.
So
Just
I
gotta have
take
cash
care-
on you. Yeah.
Yeah, you got. I mean, sometimes I pay them with Venmo.
Yeah. Do you
And
really?
they don't- Yes. Just like, hey man, I got
That's
cash.
that is
hey,
a
just Venmo.
great call. Last question. Favorite non-golfer athlete growing up?
Non-golfer. LeBron.
Really?
Yeah, I was born in Akron, Ohio, and just what he's doing for that city, I think, is incredible.
Okay. And actually, one more question, but this is the last
No,
one.
this is a terrible
You
one. I
got
already
you
know
stop at a
this.
gas station on the way home.
All right.
You've got you can pick 3 tasty treats. What do you grab?
If there's a
And you can drinks
Christmas
can be
tree,
in,
Christmas tree Debbie cake.
Okay.
If that's in there, I'm getting that. I'm getting a orange Gatorade,
Okay.
and you know the little Snackwell treats. Little Snackwells, like they're in the green packs. There's only 4
Oh,
cookies.
yeah, like the cookies.
Oh my gosh, those are my 3.
All right. Cool. Well, Harold, thank you.
Hey, dude,
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
What a thrill. What a
So we're being told that was not That was not live. That was actually from March at the Players.
No, it was from March of 2019.
2019 of the Players. But it was honestly a fun conversation with Harold there. I stink at interviewing. That's well documented.
That was kind of the bit,
NLU.
though. No, the bit was like, we'll just have. What are some questions like you've always wondered?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to ask somebody that's at the top of their field questions that
I just wanted to know if he takes, when he approaches a round, does he approach it all as one big round, or does he take it one shot at a time? And you didn't even ask about that.
I didn't ask about that.
I would have really appreciated.
I should have gotten more into his process. But how'd you guys feel about Harold's play today?
He wasn't quite there.
It seemed like, he was due to just kind of flatline it after the first couple rounds.
Gnarly lip out on 17.
Yeah, I think that both he and Speed, you kind of see they kind of limped it in, right? So
I will say it has got to just be so different. Like first 2 days, you watch PJ Tour live, and they did an awesome job covering the first 2 rounds. I thought you get a good sense of it's kind of like a track meet out here. Like let's go make some birdies. It's time to go get it. And you wait around for a few hours for your Saturday afternoon tee time, and it's just twosomes. Even with no crowd there, it's just different. And basically, the last several groups really kind of petered out. Like there wasn't really a ton of charging going on, and that just is a difference in playing. Honestly, that's like part of the reason why everyone was nervous for Spieth going to the weekend. I was like, this is a real thing. Playing well on the weekends is different than Thursday, Friday.
Well, to take us into Spieth as well, I think the highlight of my day was hearing him talk about pontoon boats and bar stools on the first tee. They seemed pretty loose going out there.
I was nervous.
Comfy pairing.
Very comfy pairing. Planning for SB 2K21 in advance. I love it.
I was nervous they didn't know that convo was getting picked up, and it was
Yeah.
like, oh, here we go. We're gonna get set back another 2 years on finally miking up the players. But
I can't believe they skipped the confessional though at the turn. That was
So I
Do you
caught the
guys,
early
do you guys
ones.
have anything you would like to confess? You can each have the mic.
yes. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I have.
we're not
had,
doing that here.
No, you had a confession about Ricky you wanted to make.
Oh, I do. I want to compliment Ricky unironically. If Nance said they approached every player, only Ricky volunteered to be mic'd up, and if that is the case, kudos to him. That's legitimately, very good on his part.
I will say I would say next to zero chance that CBS contacted every player to say, will you wear a mic? I believe it maybe if they went up to some players and were like, so who are you? And asked that question, that I would believe that before I would be like.
Well, that brings up an important question. Are you calling Jim Nance a liar?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
I think they were like,
Bombshell, folks.
hey,
Wow.
on the call, they put out the thing on the we are aggressively pushing the tour and probably said like, we'll mic anyone up. And then they're like, yeah, we asked every player if they wanted to be mic'd up. No, you just probably threw it to the tour, and they didn't really take much action.
It would be like me challenging Bryson to an 18-hole match right here on this live show,
Yeah.
and if he doesn't respond,
Well, he didn't
he's
respond.
a coward.
Yeah.
And I did my part.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it felt like. I doubt there's only one player out of 148 or 49 that are in the field that would willing to wear a microphone.
Well, good on Ricky either way.
Well, let's move down or up the leaderboard, I should say. Xander Schauffele, leading solo leader, playing
Your
with
boy.
Brendan Grace tomorrow. I do have some Xander takes. I want to get your thoughts on him though. You guys excited to watch him tomorrow? Excited to watch him play golf in general? When he comes on the screen, does he get jacked up?
It's kind of like that. Does he spark joy?
Exactly.
I don't think he sparks joy. And I don't know. That doesn't mean I dislike him watching him play. I think he's incredible. I do think his swing is like what I would love to model my swing thought of loose arms.
I'm with that.
Like
I
the
love
arm
watching
tension
the
is-
elegance you were talking about with Morikawa.
Yeah.
I get that with Xander. Like I want to see more of his golf, like just on repeat, right? I don't want every player to be as stoic and professional as him, but like he is the model for that player for me. I really enjoy watching him hit the ball, and he's like you said, it's a track meet out here, and he's showing up for it.
It sparks more joy to watch Xander hit shots than it does like Justin Rose for me, for sure.
Which is a good comparison because both of them have like near perfect golf swings.
Yeah, there's
right?
different ways of doing it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
His when he airmailed, was it 12 maybe, the green with the gap wedge and drew a fried egg on a downward slope of the back bunker and then got it up and down with a chip in. That was sick. And I do want to shout out the commish from the Metroplex pod. Did text me around that time and said X-Man is going to be the 54-hole leader. So that was
Shout out
good
to the
intel.
commish.
The commish kind of knows all things DFW.
Exactly.
All right, so Brendan Grace.
Real
also,
quick
yeah,
on
go ahead.
Xander, I will say I think he's more interesting than he even gives off. Like he did a great interview on the Earn Your Edge podcast with Cameron McCormick and Corey Lundberg, and they've been absolutely crushing it with guests. And it's like it's a player on the surface that might seem boring to you, and then you dive in and hear them talk at length about things and their background. It's like, whoa, okay, now I kind of.
Well, he seems to me, I get that sense too that he has some swag. It's almost like there's some. It's like I want to know more about this guy. Like he piques my interest, and the golf swing speaks for itself. So pair with Brendan Grace tomorrow. One back. Should we have seen more of his golf shots today, or were there just too many other good guys on the leaderboard? Because I think I saw his opening tee shot and maybe one or two others.
It would be awesome if Neil converted into being the coverage take guy.
No, I'm just curious.
Love it. No,
like, I'm not even trying to shit on CBS because it's like I get that there's so many other people.
Yeah.
Like, is he interesting? Like, how do you feel about Brendan Grace?
I think he received the coverage he probably deserved. He has.
Yes, he deserved
Thank
it.
you. That's what I'm looking for, man.
I mean, if you want me to be honest,
I think that's a good answer.
He's not
That's
going to move
fair.
the needle. It's
Right? There's a
fine.
lot going on. So what I'm getting at is I'm almost saying CBS shouldn't be lambasted for that, right?
Not necessarily, but it's way too often that this happens where somebody's in the lead of a tournament and it doesn't feel like we watched how they got there.
Yes.
You know, and I don't have that feeling going into tomorrow. Now, I'm sure he's going to be covered at length tomorrow, but there's a very good chance somebody tomorrow could pull like this move late up the leaderboard and they kind of miss the whole thing. So it's hard to cover. Yeah.
Morikawa. Randy, this one's directed at you.
Oh my gosh, I got
Dog or show pony? Your take.
He showed some dog today. Few thoughts on Morikawa. I think everybody we're starting to get beat over the head, but in case anybody doesn't know, he's made 21 straight cuts as a professional, four shy of Tiger Woods' record on the PGA Tour.
Great iron player, apparently, as well.
I'm being told he's a great iron player. I cannot confirm that at this time. I was curious how he would respond. You know, he scuffled a bit coming out of the gate, bogeyed 3 and 4, and yeah, I was like, okay, well let's see what he has. And a couple birdies coming in, good backside. He is right in contention, and I will say this: he's the type of guy who has positioned himself. If he wins the Colonial tomorrow, it could be a real kind of rocket booster separator for him.
I would also like to give him a shout out for the birdie on 17 when Bryson was about to break his putter over his knee. He stood quietly. Bryson 3-putted. He finished probably before he should have. And then Morikawa stood up to his 5-footer and made it. We obviously didn't see that, but it was a.
I think we did.
They showed
that. They showed that.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
They did.
My mistake. But it was. It showed some guts. Showed some dog.
Yeah, I would like to call it tomorrow an inflection point in young Colin Morikawa's career.
All right.
Wow, that's-
Listen, answer the call.
Answer the bell.
Yeah.
Next, Soly. Gary Woodland. You had some takes earlier. Would you like to air those out for us? Get them off your chest.
All I said was, I have no idea why. I couldn't explain this, but I just don't enjoy watching Gary Woodland play golf.
Well, elaborate. Why do you
I
think
wish
that
I
is?
could. I don't. When he comes on the screen, everything looks like a struggle. It looks like he's working super hard at it, and I don't know why. He's, by all accounts, great dude. Anyone I've ever talked to raves about the guy. I'm sure he's a great guy. I just, for whatever reason, I struggle to watch him play
I
golf.
would say shout out to his shirt. It looked like something I'd buy my nephew Freddie with the fighter jets on it. That was sick. I might
in
have
the
to
military-industrial
source some of
scene.
those for the pro shop. Those multi-print fighter jets was 2 thumbs up for me.
Am I on an island here? Does anybody else feel the same?
I think not to be hipster guy, but more fun to watch in person. TV, it doesn't.
sure.
Doesn't
Yeah,
come
yeah.
through, but when you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
him hitting
The stinger, the ball flight
that's
thing's
fun.
cool,
Definitely.
right?
His personality, whatever, it's not bad, but it's not magnetic to me. But I do. There's something about his swing, and I think it might be the downcock. In all honesty, like his swing is the most interesting thing about him to me, and so I enjoy him for that.
He's a great basketball player.
He is.
That's your block.
Great. Well, great. I don't know if he's great.
That's what we've heard.
We've
been told.
Maybe relative to the other tour
Yeah.
pros, sure.
I
Can
think
I-
did he
can I
play
ask a
hoops
question?
in college for a little while? Maybe not.
He did.
He did,
Washburn
right?
University.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question on the Woodland thing? Why is it? You say he looks like he's struggling. Why is it fun to watch Spieth, but not fun to watch Woodland?
I don't mean that he's struggling like with his game. It just everything looks like a ton of effort when it should look like cruise control.
You know who looks like that to me?
okay, I
Is
see what you're saying.
it's
Nothing
Yeah, no, I
looks
see
like
what-
cruise control.
I see what you're
similar to Jason Day for me.
Yeah.
When Jason Day,
Yes.
I feel like he is really struggling and putting
labor
all
intensive.
and it's like ripping his back apart when he's swinging.
It just doesn't look natural what he does. His move, like his action's incredible, but it just looks rigid and yeah, I don't know why.
One-on-one, Big Randy versus Gary Woodland right now. How does that match go? You think?
What's your basketball game like these days?
I think I could take him.
Okay. Get
Yet,
that.
if he does not answer the call,
Help. Mouse in the house. Mouse in the house. Get the word out to Woodland. He's being called out by the big guy.
Randy dunks on Gary Woodland.
We love that. All right, moving on. Daniel Berger. Seems like he just snuck up on us, but we're being told 27 straight rounds of par or better.
Shout out to the Sagarin rankings,
Okay.
the hot list rankings on Golf Week that you can find, basically that just measures how guys are trending in certain ways. He's ranked 20th on that coming into the week.
So you're telling us that you knew it was coming?
I saw that name and I had the same thought like before this. Was like, whoa, Daniel Berger is one of the best players in the world right now, and was surprised by that. And with that context, it's not as surprising to see him play well. But if I hadn't seen that number, I would not have realized that at all.
I'd say 27 straight rounds of par or better. That's a well done burger.
Cut his mic.
that's so stupid. Just because of that, I'm going to air you out a question here.
Dump his audio for that. That's horrible.
People want to know, can Big Randy dunk? And as a 6'8" guy, I got to tell people it's more questionable than you'd think.
What?
I can dunk, but
He chooses not to.
But it doesn't look good.
it's not how I choose to express myself.
He's jelly. Are you Jam fam or Jelly fam?
I've always been Jelly fam. You know that.
Yeah.
I used to have a
Jelly
shirt
fam.
that said, when dunking is worth 3 points, I'll start doing it. I feel like I should dust that off.
That might be your whole ethos.
All right, Rory and JT, the forgotten men today. What do you
How
think?
does Rory get dropped? Yeah,
He's 2 back, right? 2 back or 3 back?
He's 3 back now.
back.
I don't know why we have to ask these questions.
He'll finish top 6 tomorrow, and people are like, "Oh my God, he's playing so well," but he continues to be a non-factor.
I would also like to call out Patrick Reed. He's sneaking into the party.
he
Here he comes. 6 under early in the day.
God, is that Patrick Reed's music?
Couple
Neil,
more.
let me ask you about
Yeah.
somebody. What I feel like we started the Jimmy Walker thread Thursday, but we didn't pick it up
I need to
yesterday.
make a
What's going
statement.
on with
You're
Jimmy
right.
Walker?
I do. I need to make a statement. I owe it to the people. Obviously, he's no longer with us. He's missed the cut. So that's a tough
He's
scene.
among the stars.
14% of his fairways hit on Friday with the steel shafted driver.
14% of the fairways he hit?
He hit 50% on Thursday, hit 14% on Friday. But his driving distance was 323 on the week. So.
That's 2 measured drives, though.
Yeah, I know, but still, that's
Yeah.
he's pumping it out there.
Yeah.
But
That can get skewed.
my real question, and I might have to dig a little deeper, were those misses right or left? Those missed fairways. Because if they're right, it still could be an antidote for my.
What if
big
they're
right
both?
miss. Then that would be bad. Then it's
That's
not
not
working.
good.
You
But
can look that up.
I
can look
still
that up
think
for
it's
you.
interesting to see. And I give the guy credit. He's going back to a comfy club for him. So we'll see if he's playing next week. I'll keep following it.
Essential follow-up, interjecting into the Jimmy Walker conversation. Can Neil dunk?
So I did Dunk Watch 2017.
That was
I've dunked a basketball
proverbial layup for Dunk
one
Watch
time in my
2017.
life.
A regulation men's ball?
A regulation men's ball. The hoop was leaning slightly.
Okay.
So there's a bit of an asterisk. It's at the Bay Club in San Francisco. If anybody knows where that is, so you'd know the hoop and witnesses and everything. But I basically tried to train for a year and do a bunch of leg stuff so I could dunk. And I did once, but it wasn't pretty. It took about 40 tries.
Dunking's such a young man's game.
So that was when I was 26, 25 or 26. Right now, can I dunk? Absolutely not. So anyway, lastly,
I'm sure many people are asking as well.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I've
I
thrown
saw
down
one at least.
in a 5-on-5 game.
Really?
Have you
Yeah.
really?
Get out of here.
Yeah.
You could elevate?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I used to have game.
For those
I
many
knew you
people,
had game, but I didn't know
wondering,
you-
I have not done.
I didn't know you had. I knew you had game. I didn't know you played above the rim.
I did not play above the rim. I could.
Well, that's playing
dunk.
above the rim in
One
regulation
time
game.
in an open gym, 5-on-5, I got a dunk.
That's impressive,
And in
man.
the All-Star game, I had like a tip-ish dunk.
That's
I
good.
touched the rim. It went in, and I touched the rim, and I probably screamed. But
I remember
I'm
high school.
0 for the century on
I
dunking,
was
but he
pretty
has
good
many
at.
foul tips.
I pinned a couple guys on the backboard, like on fast breaks, and that always felt like.
All right, I didn't
was
mean to
playing
derail the
above the rim.
conversation. Let's get back
this
to
is
golf.
way better than Jimmy Walker.
Last leaderboard question: ZB live show Kiss of Death, worst round of the day. Randy, do you feel responsible for that?
I absolutely feel responsible. I cannot imagine the mental strain that coming on and talking to us for 10 minutes must have done to him. And so I take, he knows. I'm so sorry, Z. I take full responsibility for the play today.
All right, that's good. I'm glad you made a statement. Moving on, quick broadcast discussion. We got 2 questions here. Nance calling out the players for not taking them up on the offer to be mic'd up. Do you think that's fair or foul?
I think we touched on that, but I think it's foul. I doubt that. I don't know. It kind of seemed like passing the buck a little bit.
Christoph, you got a take on that. What do you think? You like Jim just kind of throwing that out there at the tour?
I thought it was sweet if it's true. If CBS really made their
I think
best,
it's, to be fair, I think it's sweet if it's not true too.
if they really made their best effort to like, listen, we are putting all of our efforts into making sure this happens. The fans are calling for it. This is going to vastly improve the broadcast, and then the tour just completely left them hanging. I think it's sweet to air them out.
That being said, very decided effort to lay out for player caddy conversations. That's the best they've ever done with that. A little bit self-congratulatory on it. Like, any chance we get to not talk, just don't talk. Like, you don't have to call it out.
Yeah,
the boom
mics
shows will stop talking about us on your fucking podcast.
PG said it. The boom mics are a great compromise. We don't need the mic'd up player. Just get the boom mics on the shots. That's all we're looking for.
Very clear effort there. So continue with that.
Last
please.
thing on the broadcast. Confessionals, are you in or out?
Super in, and I think they should be required, and I think they should make the question zany.
Okay, kind of like the Varner interview.
They should talk about
put me in
quote, sports and other stuff.
Yeah.
What would you get at the gas station?
Right, or make them blank and just make the players say whatever happens to be on their mind.
Okay.
You know what would be sick? They should have the players. The announcers are going to insert themselves anyways. They should just have the players make up questions for the announcers.
Or, I thought this is where you were going. The players should have to leave a question for the group, for the guys coming in behind them.
That's a great idea.
That's pretty cool.
Can I give
that.
one shout out on Twitter? Somebody sent this in. They should do in honor of the mega bonus, they should do anyone get a big insurance policy and a big sponsorship for this, but anyone who chooses to be mic'd up and shoots 59 while mic'd up gets a $10 million bonus.
That's
amazing.
Sweet. Yeah,
That's great.
That's a good call.
That's a great call.
Incentivize it in any way possible. Like put a reward out on
And
it.
you know what? They got some new graphics that show like Charles Schwab challenge on the green and stuff. Like, pepper my screen with those all you want, all the ads you want, if it means there's less commercials that get aired. Like, I don't, that does not bother me one bit.
I did have one more question about the confessionals. Is Abraham Answer 3.5 feet shorter than Tony Finau?
How about that?
That was unbelievable.
Putting
That
his
was
paws
jarring.
all over the mics too.
Yeah.
I'm sure they weren't
was
happy
jarring.
about that in the bubble. All right, speed round.
Oh, boy.
Who's ready?
He tested negative.
Who's ready for the speed round?
I'm ready.
I need an affirmative.
We need
I need a
some,
verbal.
like,
It's like
speed
the
round
exit
music.
row on an airplane. Are you ready? I need a verbal.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Who's gonna win tomorrow?
Xander.
God, Spieth if he chooses to, Morikawa if Spieth chooses not to win.
I'm going to get on the record. It's for sure going to be JT.
JT.
Yes. Definitely.
Okay.
My heart
What's-
immediately
what's,
went to say Spieth, and I was like, he's not going to win.
Honestly, what's Rose at?
He's 12,
12. I'm in. Rose.
right? Isn't
Yeah.
he?
I think Justin Rose.
That was a hefty softball at 50-1.
Sorry,
know,
Rose is
I know.
10. Rose is 10. I'm sorry.
Is he?
Yeah.
But even still, like the
I
greens,
think- yeah, I
with the
think
greens
I'm gonna-
being like everybody says this, it becomes kind of a meme. But like the bent grass greens are so soft this late in the summer, guys can make so many birdies. There's a lot of people in the tournament. So
Xander, overrated, underrated?
Properly rated.
It's a speed round.
Yeah.
What's your favorite hole at Colonial?
Good question.
I'd love to see some more speed in the speed round.
Yeah.
5.
Horrible.
It's horrible. It's so hard. It's stupid hard.
Love it.
I'll say
Solid.
16.
Okay.
They've had some really good pins on that green. It's been fun to watch that hole.
Okay.
16 is cool.
What do you got?
I mean, I wasn't really expecting to answer, but
13's really good.
We'd like a little bit
I'll
more
say-
speed in the speed
I'll say
round.
17. I've really enjoyed watching 17, even though I
Solly
will
hates
No, I'll
17.
concede to Solly. There's not a lot of options off the tee, but I think it's a cool green to hit into, and you got to hit over the shit and stuff. It's kind of cool.
I'll say this: the pin on 13 today was fabulous. And for amateurs, if you put a pin really close to a hazard, that's really difficult. But for pros, if you put the pin away from the hazard and into a corner of the green, that's harder for them because then their bailout shot, which they play better bailouts than amateurs do, their bailout now has to take on water. So they got to try to chase after a pin in the back and worry about how many guys went long coming into 13. That's you never see pros miss that yardage so many times. But when you have that little buffer zone, I'm not explaining this take very well, but it's weirdly hard for pros to hit away from hazards.
Listen, that sounds like the 301 class. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get
Does that
into
make
class.
sense?
It does,
Okay.
yes.
Tron wanted to give a shout out to 15 as well, which is cool.
Of course.
I think it's
honestly,
cool.
I know
is.
it doesn't
It
fit
is.
in as much. I love number 9.
There's
I've had a
many votes
pleasure.
for 9. Many
9
votes
is
for 9.
awesome
Yeah.
because these guys are all, if they're in the rough, they're fucked.
I think
Sick.
9, 15, 16 all kind of have a similar aesthetic vibe. To
Tron also had a good point. I thought this was a lightning round. So apologies,
Okay,
Tom.
yeah.
We'll keep it moving.
Who was Saturday's forgotten man? Got to pick one.
Brandon Grace.
Bryson.
Really?
Yeah.
I think for sure.
Okay.
How do we?
How many
I'm
T-balls
not
did
doing,
we
not doing TV stuff, but he made eagle on 11. We didn't see it one shot.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Fair enough. All right, last question, guys. What other player would you most like to see bulk like Bryson?
The cat.
We kind of. What's that? We kind of.
But you know
got
what
a
other
shade of that, a decade ago.
you know what other
And it
problem
was
would come from
sick.
that?
Well, it's just my glutes are shutting off.
We'd see some issues.
Oh, I know.
Some glute issues.
How fun is cat when he's got
Well,
body?
no, because it'll end his career this time around.
Well,
I don't want to see
let's
him do
say he
that
can
that
play
late.
through him, but he's going to give us more, about his glutes.
All right, speed
and-
round. Solid, who you got?
This is the easiest answer ever. Hit the bottom right corner.
Hitting bomb.
No, he's going the other
But
way.
I feel like, I feel
He's
like he
Woodland.
But
was.
now that he's lost the fat,
He
if
was
he
hefty.
bulked up, actually bulked up like
what if he got
Bryson,
on like the old man HGH?
that would be amazing.
Do you remember it was one of those like Nutrisystem or like one of those commercials where it's like basically HGH.
Yes.
And there's the dude
No,
who's like
Frank Thomas is pimps
yeah,
it.
like
the
Nugenics.
Nugenics,
But
yes.
One of the ones is the guy, the shirtless old guy. He's like, now I play bass in a rock band. Like that would be Phil.
My answer, I was talking to DJ earlier. I would love to see someone like, we were talking Ricky, where it's like some guy that where his frame wouldn't really hold it, so he doesn't have a neck. He's just like walking around like this. It's like, no, this is the future, guys. This is the future. It just, you guys got invisible lat syndrome going.
Bryson's the best, man.
DJ, who you got?
Ricky, I think that was a joint.
What if
A
Kevin
joint
Na?
answer.
What if Kevin Na got
That would be fun. That'd be really
crazy
fun.
beefy?
Or it's like who's got who wears like glasses. It's always funny when somebody that doesn't have the look of like an athlete, but then just decides to get swole patrol.
What if Bubba
I feel
did?
like everybody's got contacts. That's a good question though.
But some more nerdy, like what if Webb went hard at the just started bulking.
If you guys already talked about this, forgive me, but what Bryson has said, like he bulked up, but then was quick to be like, that's not where my speed comes from. Like I did all the speed drills to get the speed.
Then why'd he bulk up?
No, that was
my
just
question.
for Instagram, man. That was
That's
just
legit.
for Instagram.
Well, I stand
No, I
by
don't
my
know.
theory that it's like every guy goes through it at some phase in his life where it's like, dude, I just want to get swole. Like I want to get big.
He
you
did
know?
say
Like,
that. And I don't know if he was joking, but there was a big part of it that was like, no, I'm going to look like one of those like influencers. Like
Yeah.
I want to look like an Instagram model.
Well, I mean,
I don't-
I don't know. The gut is not helping that.
But
But he has abs.
Well,
Like,
yeah, it's muscle. Yeah, but it's just
Okay.
like bulked. It's
Yeah, it's
Muscle
just
weighs
weird.
more than fat.
Let's get some questions. If you want to send in, who would you like to see?
There's been a
bulk
lot
like
of
Bryson?
people voting for Abe Answer.
Oh, that goes with our. Yes,
is
that's
a pretty good
perfect.
one,
Yeah, like someone that doesn't have the frame for it.
So
But
someone else said Ted Potter Jr., which is a pretty good one.
I mean, what about like ZB?
That would be great.
That'd be great.
That'd be
That's
great.
perfect. That fits the model. Brian Harmon would be great. All right, guys. Anything else?
I think that pretty much covers it.
All right. Well, thanks to Schwab again. SchwabGolf.com. Say it again. Schwab.
No live show tomorrow. We'll be just doing straight for the
Yeah,
pod.
straight pod tomorrow night. We'll try to get that out same night or
Yeah.
next day. Same night.
Same night.
All right, DJ. Thank you for all your work. Soly, Randy. Thank you for your takes. Signing off. See y'all later.
I think you're a great interviewer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.